So another type of toy for babies that's considered passive are sensory toys that where the baby will need to shake. The baby will need to use their fine motor skills to move and to manipulate the different beads around. The baby will need to squish. The baby will need to use their looking eyes and observe the reflection. So this is a perfect example of a baby passive play object. So anything that's got that invigorates the different types of the senses. So for the baby, it's the touch and the feel, it's the sound, and it's also the sight. And because it's very safe for babies, it's made from very safe products, a safe type of plastic. This is by Playgrow, so babies can also chew on it if they're oral learners. So this is a perfect example of a passive play object. Another example of a play object for babies would be things like where they can move and use their fingers and their fine motor skills, or sensory shapes. These are all samples of passive play objects for babies. Another one would be books, perhaps. So books are also very good for babies. So when you read to babies, you want to read age appropriate books. So when you start with the early, very, very early, like the babies always go for the very simple visuals. If there's black and red, try to go for those. And also you want to have very simple words, simple objects. So simplicity and easy to hold, easy to manipulate for the baby or for the growing baby who's turning into toddlerhood. So that's perfect. Now for toddlers who are learning to walk or just learning to maneuver themselves and they're trying to find their way, you would want to, they like to push and exert effort. So things like anything that's got to wheels or anything where they are able to maneuver and push, and this is really good for their motor skills. You want them to be pushing. They love to push. So this is another sample of a passive, but it's also kind of active because you need it. It does a lot of the activities for you, but it's mostly passive because the child will need to do all the work in order for this play object to happen. So as you can see, these are all plastic, and these were all also pre-loved from another family, and they went to us and they still have so much life. And to be honest, here in Australia, there's a lot of these toys that go to landfill every day, and giving this away, it would have more life in the Philippines than it would be here, because there's more chances of this ending up in landfill, and there's still so much life in it. So this is what you call passive for toddlers who love to push. Another activity for toddlers, if you don't have these toys, are brooms. My toddler really loved the brooms. So the brooms are amazing where they get to push. It's another sample of passive play. So these are very good, simple, easy things. You can just get a box. For example, the boxes behind me have been the most played with objects in this house for the past 3 days compared to their toys. So boxes are amazing. So boxes are also another example of passive toys. So you want to have passive, you don't want to have active. You want to have passive because you want your children to do all the activity and be active in thinking and moving and in being in a flow and in playing. So that's what you want. You want passive toys for active play. And books as well are also really good way, because it means that your child will have to flip through it, look at the pictures, and then that's already literacy building skills. You don't necessarily have to read the books, but just the idea of flipping through the pictures, looking at it, you're searching for context clues. So that's an example. So today I am packing these boxes to go home to the Philippines with things from us that are all pre-loved, that have so much life in them. But if they were to be here in Australia, would end up in landfill, but they have so much life and could actually be something for children to use as learning materials or for play in the Philippines. So that's my project here, and just a little, I just wanted to also fill you up with the concept of the difference between active and passive toys. So thank you again, everyone. Bye.